A building collapsed in a government secondary school in the Odokekere area of Ikorodu, Lagos State on Thursday afternoon while students were in class. Now, according to eyewitnesses, no casualties were recorded, but the incident which left the building was completely destroyed, disrupted academic activities as well. News Central's Omolola Ololade joins us now from the scene of the event to bring us an update on the incident. Omolola, first off, we're happy to hear that there were no casualties because, I mean, that was a miracle seeing the damage, the extent of the damage. But quickly, what other damage can we say that this has caused, especially to the school and, of course, what disruptions?
Hello, Blessings. We're presently at, the government high school here in Odokekere area of Ikorodu State. Like you stated, where a faction, of one of the school buildings collapsed yesterday in the early hours of Thursday. And then, unfortunately, like you mentioned, none of the students, was affected. There were no casualties. And that was basically because many or all of the students escaped, before the building came crashing down. And then, if you can look behind me, if you can see very well, you wouldn't have noticed that anything had happened here, except for the fact that the fence of the fence that was just behind the classroom that was affected, is damaged. Anything apart from that, the debris had all been cleared up, everything, nothing, to show that there was a building collapse, but we had to speak with eyewitnesses who, of course, mentioned that there was building collapse. And then, like what we saw online yesterday about disruption of academic activities. In fact, I was surprised, or the crew was surprised this morning to find out that learning is still going on. But unfortunately, for the student, many of them have to have like crash classes just to ensure that learning is still going on. If you look at the classrooms, they're filled to the brim because from what I gathered from the former youth leader of the community, they said there are about thousands of students, in this high school, and I would like to, invite the former youth leader in person of Mr. Sadiq Isaac to come, shed more light on what has happened. All right, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Your name, please?
I'm Isaac Sunday, the former youth leader of Odokekere and his environ. I'm one of the founder of the school building.
So that means we'll be talking, from somebody who has authority to talk about this. Tell us, yesterday, what happened exactly, when the building, because it was a miracle that no student was affected.
First and foremost, we really thank God there was no casualty from the angle of the students, the workers, the teacher. Divine intervention made no accident happen. And then of course, I wasn't there. I was later. I came in. I think the event happened about after 11 to 12 yesterday, but thank God the children were on break. So, of course, the building shook. As a result, then it came down to affect the fence. So, but we thank God there was no casualty of any kind. And, of course, we immediately happened. Thank God for the teachers. They gathered the students to safety. And of course, we really appreciate deeply the Baale of Odokekere in the person of Dr. Aino Abayomi for his fatherly intervention. We appreciate the Honorable Chairman of Ikorodu North in person of Honorable Akpanishile Ibrahim Olawale and his team. It was less than 30 minutes. He came all the way from Isiu, the local government secretariat, down here. Despite all of his busy schedules, he even came with an ambulance and rescue team. And of course, he stood well to make sure everything was put in place. Of course, after the demolition, of course, we have some of the youths around the area that helps in the place of putting things in order. We really appreciate the parents too for their maturity and their composure, because if not, of course, there may be some casualty with panics and all of that. And we appreciate the teachers that were able to stabilize even the parents and of course the troubles so that there won't be stampede and all of that. And we appreciate so much the youth in Odokekere area because they came out in all efforts to make sure things they don't go out of hand. So
Okay, all right. So since yesterday, has there been any word from the government in terms of, what is going to happen going forward?
Yeah, just as said, the chairman of the Ikorodu North Local Government was there with his vice and of course his team, and they've promised that of course they will contact the appropriate quarters to make sure that a befitting building is erected in order to make the place conducive for the children, and of course they promise it will come on time. So, and some of the direct talks from the the educational board and all of that, they've been here, and of course we've been seeing different agencies, even Lagos State Building Agency, they've come, and of course we've seen there are measurements going here and there to make things swift. So.
Okay, so you did school, from what I'd gathered, before we came on live, you said the school has been in existence since 2019, and then you did talk about getting enough classes. You did talk, a lot of students here, and then it's obvious that the classrooms are not enough, and now that we have some classrooms being destroyed by the collapse. How confident are you that the government, will be able to do this swiftly to ensure that learning activities go on as swiftly as possible, and of course in a conducive environment for the students?
Of course, we believe in their promises. Just as the presence of the chairman was there yesterday, he had made his promises, and of course, when he said it yesterday, we've seen some of the agencies of the government here, the building, whatever, the directors, and of course, you can see there tape rules going here and there. So we believe in this present government that they will do the needful. So we believe in their promises because education is a pillar of success. So, and of course, I believe they've seen whatever that happened, and we are reporting also they should please help our students so that they can stand on their feet, and then the activity of course the activity is ongoing, but there won't be there won't be they won't pack the students to them packed in the class, so that there will be space, and then of course there will be proper comprehension when they are being taught.
Thank you very much, Mr. Isaac.
All right, that's Omolola. They're giving us an update on the Lagos school accident. Quite a relief that no casualties were recorded, but a lot more has to be done in verifying that these buildings are strong enough, especially when the lives of students are at risk.